Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. All right, we're going to do a little bit more work on this big bear you see behind me here. I finally got most of the parts for my turn signals, and now I need to get them installed and working. So here's what we got so far. All right, there's my mount that I made. I don't know if you can see there, to clamp around that bar, and then the flasher goes into this right here. It's the flasher is not to be grounded, so that's rubber. This is a newer style, but it is 6 volts. Okay, the front turn signals I'll mount here. I've got these, they're aftermarket, and the studs will be just a little too short, but I got some longer ones that'll work. And the back ones are here. I made this bracket right here that attaches where the seat attaches, and the brace for the muffler. So then we go up to the front, and here is the power to the headlights, and I put in a different connector here that has 3 connections on it. So I had an extra connection here, and I'll run the hot wire from the flasher from this. You have to have the headlights on anyway, here in Illinois at least, anyway. I think probably all the states. So I'll hook it in here, so I'll have to turn the headlights on in order to use the flashers. And then we have the 2 leads that go to the back turn signals. This goes. These are in the wiring harness, even though there were no turn signals on the original bike. So it's a standard wiring harness. So you can hook 2 to this. Each one will have a connection over to the turn signal in the front, and a connection to the flasher coming down from this. This is from the switch up here. Now this is not a standard Big Bear switch. It's actually off of an Enduro, I think. But I decided to use that rather than the 2 different switches, because both of I have those switches, but both of them are in bad shape. So I'll get on it, and we'll see if we can't get everything hooked up and working. All right, so here we are. The flasher is mounted. All nice and secure here. It's mounted in rubber. It doesn't ground the case. Okay, we ran the cable up. I put some heat shrink on it, but I didn't shrink it. I really would have preferred to have some of the regular casing that they use, but I don't have any, so I'm stuck with this. All right, I took 2 turn signals. They're aftermarket. They're not great. They're plastic, but they look okay. And I lengthened the bolt in here so it comes all the way through, so I can make all my connections in here, because there's a ground on each side here that need to connect. And I ran the wires down and through one of the big holes, and they come out here. They're not color coded, but I'll figure out which one's which. They're going to connect into these 2. One of them's already connected. The other one will go in there. And then these 2 wires coming down from here will connect into there too. But these have the female connectors on them, and this is a female connector, so I either need to replace these connectors or make myself a couple of jumpers male to male, which is what I'm going to do, and I'll be back. Yeah, one thing I didn't mention or show you on this video was that I disassembled the old used flasher and filed there's some points in it, just like the points for your ignition, and I filed those ran some 600 grit sandpaper over them and cleaned them up, and it went from non-working to working. So you may do that if you're having trouble with your turn signals. You may want to give that a try. No guarantee that it's going to fix it, but it's a possibility. I got everything hooked up. My battery's a little weak right now. I've been using it a lot. But when I hit the turn signal switch with the key on, it comes on, but it doesn't have enough power in the battery to make it work. Both of them do. And on the other side as well. So, I'm going to let the battery charge overnight, and we'll see what happens in the morning. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. All right, well, the battery was low and my turn signals wouldn't work last night. Although they would come on, they wouldn't flash. So I thought, well, maybe it's because of the low battery. But I just found out this morning, well, I left the charger on all night, but I also left the key on, so the battery still wasn't up. But I restarted the charger here and got the charge back in the battery, and now it works. But what I found was that the rubber mount that I have down here, let me see if I can switch this around. The rubber mount that I have the flasher mounted in is not good. It needs to be totally grounded. So well, I put this ground wire on, and now when we turn the key on, and you can see that one flashing, you can see that one flashing, see that one flashing, and this one, and I do have a cover for it. So now we know what we need to do. We need to make a new mount for this one down here that is totally grounded to the frame.